Hi, hello, welcome to Anime Garage. If you're watching our channel first time, please consider subscribing. In the opening scene, we see a girl running through ruins for her mother. She is searching for her mother everywhere. She is tired of searching, then a woman approaches her. Suddenly Suzume wakes up from her dream. It's all her dream. Suzume is a high school teenager. We see her living with her aunt Tamaki. Suzume goes to school while her aunt goes to work. On her way, Suzume sees a person. She gets attracted to him. While passing, that person asks about ruins in the area. He's looking for a door. Suzume tells about ruined town over the mountain. That person goes on. While standing at gate, Suzume meets her friend Aya. While crossing gate, Suzume goes back in search of that person. Suzume enters the ruins and searches for him all over the place. She comes across a door in the middle of nowhere. Suzume goes near the door and opens it. She's surprised to see other side. It's a beautiful sky with stars. Surprised, Suzume enters into the door, but she can't enter the other side. Suzume tries to enter multiple times and sees a weird statue on the ground. She pulls it out. The statue is cold. Suddenly it turned into a real cat and runs off. Suzume feeling creepy about this and goes back to school, leaving the door open. While in the afternoon, Suzume sees smoke coming from mountain. Her friends can't see it. Suddenly there's emergency alarm about earthquake. Earth starts to shake and stops. Suzume sees that smoke turned into weird form. Suzume goes to mountains to see what happened. That person from before is trying to close the door and a dark smoke coming out of door. He's struggling to close it. Dark smoke comes out and blows that person away. He's injured. Suzume tries to save him. Some glowing threads comes out of earth and goes to attach with dark smoke and falls on town. This causes a huge earthquake. That person tries to close the door and Suzume helps him. Together they close his door. Suzume hears voice of people's and that seals the door with a key. The dark smoke disappeared and turns into water. That person asks Suzume how can she see the worm and about Seal. That weird statue is Seal. He tells that this place turned into gate and worm came out. He thanks Suzume for helping him. Due to earthquake, the town was heavily damaged. Suzume takes him to her home to treat his injury. Suzume's room is a mess. He cleans the room and sees a child's chair with 3 legs. He sits on it. Suzume treats his wound. She asks about Worm. He tells that Worm is a giant force that dwells beneath the Japanese islands. If it's distributed, it destroys the land and has no reason. Seal will stop it from getting out. His job is to stop it from getting out. He introduces himself as Sota Monokata. Suddenly a cat appears near window. Suzume feeds it. It look weak. Suzume asks it to become her cat. That cat replies with yes. It can talk. That cat likes Suzume and curses Sota. In an instant he turned into chair. The cat runs from there. Sota chases it. Suzume goes after them taking Sota key. Her aunt stops her but she runs off. Sota chases cat and people sees it. They takes pictures and makes it viral. Cat gets on a ship. Suzume also gets on it. Sota confronts the cat but it jumps into another boat. Suzume and Sota left on ship. Suzume calls her aunt and makes excuses that she's staying with her friends. She gets some bread to eat. They talk about curse. Suzume touches Sota and feels he's warm. Sota understand that cat is the keystone. Suzume moved it from its place and it placed curse on Sota. To lift curse he needs to place the cat in its place. Sota tells that he's a closer. He closes door so that disaster won't spread. He travels across Japan as a closer. They spent night in the ship. We see the girl drawing and searching for her mother. Suzume wakes up from her dream. In the morning, they reach a home. Sota wakes up after long time. Suzume sees posts about cat. Many people sees it and calls Daijin. People takes pictures and post them in social media. With these, Suzume can know cat whereabouts. Suzume gets on train to catch cat. Sota also became famous. Until they found Daijin, Sota needs Suzume help. They follow posts about Daijin. They goes on road. A woman drops oranges cart. Sota stops all oranges with help of Suzume. He acts as a normal chair in front of other people. The girl introduces herself as Chika. Chika thanks Suzume for helping her. She understands that Suzume is not from near place by seeing her uniform. Suzume tells she came for cat. Suddenly Suzume sees a worm coming out from mountain. Chika drops her near the place. Sota goes to close the gate. Abandoned school became gate. Sota tries to close but he can't. He loses key. Worm is about to fall. Suzume takes the key and tries to close door. Sota tells Suzume to lock the door. He tells to close her eyes and think of people who lived here, then keyhole will appear. She does it and hears people voices. Sota chants and keyhole appears. Suzume locks it. Finally they did it. Daijin warns about another gate. Later Suzume tells her aunt she's in a home. Her aunt is worried about her. Suzume tells she's in a home for vacation. Suzume is in Chika's house. They run an inn. Suzume helps them in. They became good friends. While eating, Suzume sees Daijin and Daijin is crossing cables of a suspension bridge. Suzume tries to tell this to Sota. He's still asleep. Suzume tries to kiss him. Sota wakes up. She shows video of Daijin to Sota. Sota understands that Daijin is going to Kobe. Chika gives new dress to Suzume. Suzume starts her journey to Kobe. She's asking for lift. Suddenly it started to rain. She stops at bus station. While waiting for bus, Sota asks about chair. Suzume tells that it's her mom's gift. Its leg is missing because she lost these chair once and found it with leg missing. A car stops and gives her lift. That is going to back Kobe with her kids visiting their grandma. Kids at back sees the chair. They're curious about it. On their way, lady tells about amusement park ruins on mountain. She asks Suzume to take care of her children while she's working in bar. Kids play with Suzume. She's having tough time with them. Sota comes to help Suzume by playing with them. Kids thought it's a toy. Meanwhile, Suzume aunt is worried about her and checks her bank account and learns Suzume is in Kobe. Tamaki is going to Kobe. While kids are asleep, Rumi calls Suzume to help her handling customers. Suzume helps them. Suzume sees Daijin with some group of people. She tries to approach it but runs away. Suzume goes after Daijin. Daijin tells that she's already opened the gate. Sota goes after Daijin. Gate is opened in amusement park. The Ferris wheel became gate. Sota tries to catch Daijin while Suzume tries to close the gate. Sota catches Daijin and lands. Due to impact, amusement park gets power on. Due to this, the wheel starts to move. Suzume tries to stop it. She looks into the gate. Suzume sees a woman giving chair to a girl. This makes her to remember her mom. Meanwhile, Sota tries to turn Daijin into Keystone to stop Worm. But Daijin doesn't want it and to play with Suzume. Sota sees Suzume entering gate and goes to save her. Suzume reaches other side of wheel, then Sota wakes her up and together closes the gate. They lost Daijin. Sota asks Suzume what she saw beyond the gate. Suzume tells she sees bright stars and fields. Sota says it's ever after. It's a place where Worm dwells, where all souls rest. It's somewhere the living can't reach. Suzume returns. Rumi is worried about her. They eat together. Suzume sits on Sota. Later, Sota tells that he lives in Tokyo. He has his own flat and planning to be a teacher. Suzume is surprised to know Sota is a university student. Being closer is his family work for generations. Curse is affecting Sota. We see Sota at sea. In front there's a door. We see he turns into ice. Suzume calls for Sota. He wakes up from sleep. They found about Daijin. It's in Tokyo. Rumi drops Suzume at railway station. Suzume travels to Tokyo. They reach Tokyo. Sota wants to go to his flat. Suzume goes to Sota's flat. Suzume sees old books about worms. Sota tells that there are two keystones called Western Pillar and the Eastern Pillar. The locations of keystone changes era to era. One keystone is freed and became Daijin. Other keystone is in Tokyo. It was opened 100 years ago and decimated Tokyo. They can't exact location of gate. Someone knocks the door. It's Serizawa, Sota's friend. Suzume introduces herself as Sota's sister. Serizawa is angry on Sota because he missed teacher employment exam. Serizawa wants his money back. He owed to Sota. Suddenly, earthquake warning pops up. Suzume sees a huge worm near. She runs to stop it. Gate is at downriver. Daijin comes near Suzume and asks her to play with him. Sota runs after it. Daijin doesn't want to return as keystone. Worm causing earthquake. Sota jumps on Worm. Suzume too jumps on Worm. But she can't hold on Worm and falls. Sota saves her. To stay on Worm she has to hold Sota. The whole worm is ready to fall. Suzume sees Daijin. Sota can't move. Daijin tells he's no longer the keystone. The keystone is Sota. Sota's body freezes and turns into keystone. Daijin tells to Suzume to stick keystone into the worm to save people. Suzume is in position to choose Sota and millions of people. Worm starts to fall. Without having any choice, Suzume sticks Sota into the worm. Suzume is falling down but Daijin saves her. They fall into river. We see a flashback where Suzume mother is making chair for Suzume. It's her birthday gift. Suzume wakes up. She sees the Tokyo gate, where Sota is keystone. She tries to reach him but it's vain. Daijin comes and attaches to Suzume. She asks to bring Sota back. Suzume tells to Daijin to never return. She locks the door and promises to bring Sota back. Suzume reaches Sota's grandpa who is in hospital. Suzume tells about what happened. She asks how to enter ever after to save Sota. He doesn't want to waste his grandson's sacrifice. Suzume won't listen to him and wants to save Sota even it's impossible. He warns Suzume not to open gate. Seeing her determination, he asks what Suzume saw in Ever After. Suzume tells she saw her mother and her younger version. Grandpa understands Suzume lost in Ever After when she was young. She can enter into Ever After through that gate. Suzume returns to Sota's flat and gets ready to go to her hometown, where Gate is present. On the way, Serizawa sees her and wants to drop her even Sota's sister is a lie. He's worried about his friend. Then Tamaki sees Suzume. She is worried about her and wants to go back. Tamaki thinks Serizawa misbehaving with Suzume and warns him. But Suzume gets into car. Tamaki too gets in car and wants to go with them. They make ruckus about it. Daijin tells them to stop. They're surprised to hear a cat talk. They set to Suzume's hometown. On their way, Serizawa knows about Suzume. After her mom gone missing, she took Suzume. On their way, it starts to rain. Serizawa closes the roof. It won't close. They stops their journey. Earth shakes. Tamaki getting worried about Suzume wants to go back. Suzume doesn't tell why she wants to go back. They fight over these. Suzume yells at Tamaki. Tamaki can't take the words. She sacrificed her life to rise Suzume. Tamaki yells at Suzume to get out from her life. Daijin sees Sadaijin, second keystone on Tamaki back. Tamaki is being manipulated by Sadaijin. Daijin attacks Sadaijin to free Tamaki. She loses consciousness. Sadaijin grabs Daijin and gets into car. Tamaki wakes up and runs to Serizawa. She cries for saying such words to Suzume. They starts their journey. To light the mood, Serizawa asks why those cats following. Sadaijin tells to return everything as it was by Suzume. Hearing cat speak, Serizawa loses control and crashes the car. Roof is fixed. Suzume runs to reach the place. Tamaki picks a bicycle and trash, leaving Serizawa behind. Tamaki and Suzume rides to Suzume's old house. Suzume is back to her old house. Suzume finds her belongings she buried when she was young. Seeing through her diary, Suzume remember her past. During tsunami, her mother went missing. Suzume searches everywhere and asks everyone. Suzume finds the door that leads to Ever After. Suzume finds the door. She enters into Ever After with both of them. Worm is trying to get out. Sadaijin attacks Worm to stop it from escaping. Suzume sees Sota and runs to free him. Suzume pulls out Sota. Daijin helps her. Suzume reaches Sota and frees him. Suzume wakes up and sees Daijin. Daijin wants to become Suzume cat. Daijin is ready to go back. Worm is going to escape from gate. Sota taking second keystone, they both together stick keystones into Worm. With these they stops Worm. Sota wakes Suzume. They see a child in Ever After. Suzume goes to see her. It's Suzume younger version. Little Suzume is worried about her mom. Suzume gives Chair younger version. She comforts her by words. They return to normal world and closes the gate. They unite with Tamaki. Sota wants to continue his journey as closer. Suzume meets Rumi and Chika while going back with Tamaki. They reach his home. The end. If you're watching our channel first time, please consider subscribing.